Water is to be pumped at the rate of 0.025 m3s from a 4 m deep ground level tank to an overhead tank. The difference in levels of the full tank levels of these tanks is 16 m. What is the approximate power required for operating a 65 efficient centrifugal pump? A. 7.5 kilowatts. B. 6.0 kilowatts. C. 3.9 kilowatts. D. 3.2 kilowatts. The correct answer is 3.9 kilowatts. If in a concrete mix the fineness modulus of coarse aggregate is 7.6, the fineness modulus of fine aggregate is 2.8 and the economical value of the fineness modulus of combined aggregate is 6.4, then the proportion of fine aggregate is A. 25, B, C. 50, D. The correct answer is a rectangular footing 1 x 2 m is placed at a depth of 2 m in a saturated clay having an unconfined compressive strength of 100 kN/m2. According to Skempton, the net ultimate bearing capacity is A. 420 kN/m2, B. 412.5 kN/m2, C. 385 kN/m2, D. 350 kN/m2. The correct answer is 385 kN/m2. A floating body is in stable equilibrium. A. When its metacentric height is 0. B. When the center of gravity of the body is below the center of buoyancy. C. When its metacenter is above the center of gravity of body. D. In none of the above situations. The correct answer is when its metacenter is above the center of gravity of body. For three-dimensional movement of a weight, which one of the following is most suitable? A. Chain hoist. B. Winch. C. Crane. D. Jack. The correct answer is crane. The following data pertain to a sewage sample: initial D.0 10 mg, L final D.0 10 mg, 1 dilution to 1. The board of the given sewage sample is A. 8 mg 1, B. 10 mg 1, C. 100 mg 1, D. 800 mg 1. The correct answer is 800 mg 1. In a simply supported beam of span L, each end is restrained against torsion compression, flange being unrestrained. According to IS 800, the effective length of the compression flange will be equal to A. L, B. 0.85 L, C. 0.75 L, D. 0.70 L. The correct answer is L. Which one of the following is the correct statement? Penetration to no bitumen grade is measured in A. 1/100th of mm, B. 1/10th of mm, C. 1/10th of an inch, D. 1 micron. The correct answer is 1/10th of mm. Which one of these methods of tunnel construction is not suitable in rocks? A. Full face method, B. compressed air method, C. heading and benching method, D. drift method. The correct answer is drift method. Consider the following statements regarding uniform flow in an open channel. 1. Energy grade line, water surface and bed slope are parallel to each other. 2. Froude number does not vary from section to section. 3. Velocity of water is the same at all points of the cross section. Of these statements, A. 1, 2 and 3 are correct. B. 1 and 2 are correct. C. 1 and 3 are correct. D. 2 and 3 are correct. The correct answer is 1 and 3 are correct. For the continuous beam EI constant loaded as shown in the figure given, the moment at B is A. 0.75 times free moment at midspan of AB, B. same as the free moment at midspan of AB, C. 1.50 times free moment at midspan of AB, D 2.00 time free moment at midspan of AB. The correct answer is 0.75 times free moment at midspan of AB. The representative fraction means that the scale is 1 cm equal to A 0.25 m, B 2.5 m, C 25 m, D 2.5 kilometers. The correct answer is 25 m. The correct sequence of processes in a water treatment plant for rural water supply is A. Chlorination, aeration, sedimentation, rapid sand filter. B. Coagulation, sedimentation, slow sand filter, chlorination. C. Coagulation, flocculation, clarification, pressure filter. D. Aeration, plain sedimentation, slow sand filter, chlorination. The correct answer is chlorination, aeration, sedimentation, rapid sand filter. A simply supported beam of span L carries a concentrated load W at its midspan. If the width B of the beam is constant throughout the span, then when the permissible bending stress is F, the beam's midspan depth will be A 3WL2BF, B 3WL2BF, C 6WLBF, D 6WLBF. The correct answer is 3WL2BF. Consider the following statements. 1. A recovery ratio of less than 1 implies that the soil has compressed. 2. A recovery ratio greater than 1 implies that the soil has swelled. 3. A recovery ratio of less than 1 implies that the soil has swelled. 4. A recovery ratio greater than 1 implies that the soil has compressed. Which of the following statements given above are correct? A 1 and 2. B 1 only. C 3 and 4. D 4 only. The correct answer is 1 and 2. The force in the member AB of the truss shown in the given figure is A 25 kN compressive, B 25 2 tensile, C 25 2 kN compressive, D 25 kN tensile. The correct answer is 25 2 tensile. What are the distribution factors at joint B for the members BA and BC respectively in the figure at side A 0.57 and 0.43, B 0.43 and 0.57, C 0.50 and 0.50, D 0.36 and 0.64. The correct answer is 0.50 and 0.50. If the gradient of a ground is 3, that of another ground intersecting with the former is 5, and the horizontal length of the vertical curve to be drawn is 600 m, then the vertical offset E from the vertex of the vertical curve to the midpoint of the curve will be A 1.5 m, B 6 m, C 15 m, D 75 m. The correct answer is 6 m. Why is superplasticizer added to concrete? 1. To reduce the quantity of mixing water. 2. To increase the consistency. 3. To reduce the quantity of cement. 4. To increase resistance to freezing and thawing. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A 1 2 and 3. B 1 3 and 4. C 2 and 3. D 4 only. The correct answer is 1 2 and 3. In an aerial photo, the image of the top of a tower is found to be 10 cm from the center of the photograph. If the height of the tower is 100 m and the flying height of the aircraft is 1000 m above the average terrain height, then the height displacement of the image from the true position will be A 10 mm, B 20 mm, C 50 mm, D 100 mm. The correct answer is 10 mm. Which of the following are the requirements for the design of a transition curve for a highway system? 1. Rate of change of grade. 2. Rate of change of radial acceleration. 3. Rate of change of super elevation 4. Rate of change of curvature. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A1 2 and 3. B2 1 and 4. C1 3 and 4. D2 3 and 4. The correct answer is 2 3 and 4. The void pressure diagram is shown above. What is the coefficient of compressibility? A 0.5 m2t. B 0.73 m2t. C 0.20 m2t. D 0.25 m2t. The correct answer is 0.20 m2t. When two roads with two-lane two-way traffic cross at an uncontrolled intersection, the total number of potential major conflict points would be A 32, B 24, C 16, D 4. The correct answer is 24. If the load warping and frictional stresses in a cement concrete slab are 210 Nm to 290 Nm to and 10 Nm2 respectively, the critical combination of stresses during summer midday is A 290 Nm2, B 390 Nm2, C 490 Nm2, D 590 Nm2. The correct answer is 490 Nm2. From a circular plate of diameter d whose center is C, another circular plate of diameter AC is cut, removed and kept over CB in the given figure. The thickness of the plate is uniform. The shift of the centroid due to this operation will be A D4 to the left of C, B D8 to the right of C, C D4 to the right of C, D3 D8 to the right of C. The correct answer is D8 to the right of C. Consider the following statements. 1. Infiltration galleries are placed along the river beds at a depth of 4 to 6 m. 2. The drawdown for the infiltration galleries is more than that for radial wells. 3. Clogging of pipe pores in infiltration galleries is less than that for radial wells. 4. The cost of extracting unit volume of water is more in case of infiltration galleries as compared to radial wells. Which of the statements given above are correct? A 1 and 2. B 1 2 and 3. C 2 3 and 4. D 4 only. The correct answer is 2 3 and 4. What is the actual ground area covered by a 20 cm x 20 cm size vertical aerial photograph at an average scale of 1 cm to 100 m, having 60 forward overlap and 30 side overlap? A 1.92 km to B 4.48 km to C 6.72 km to D 2.88 km to. The correct answer is 4.48 km to. Non-colloidal liquids are A. Newtonian fluids, B. Plastic fluids, C. Ideal fluids, D. Dilatant fluids. The correct answer is ideal fluids. Consider the following statements with respect to tunneling methods. 1. Full-face excavation is suitable for small-size tunnel of short length in compact rock. It is not suitable in urban areas. 2. Heading and benching method is suitable for soft rock tunneling of medium size. 3. Drift method is suitable for large tunnels in difficult or incompetent rock. Which of the statements given above are correct? A 1 and 3. B 1 2 and 3. C 2 and 3. D 1 and 2. The correct answer is 1 and 3. For excavating utility trenches with precise control of depth, the excavation equipment used is A. hoe, B. shovel, C. dragline, D. none of the above. The correct answer is hoe. Sewage sickness is a term used for A. persons who become sick after drinking polluted water, B. A treatment plant which does not function properly. C. A stream where the flora and fauna die due to sewage inflow. D. The condition of land where sewage is applied continuously for a long period. The correct answer is the condition of land where sewage is applied continuously for a long period. Consider the following statements with reference to a continuous beam supported at A, C, and E for which the shear force diagram is shown in the given figure. There is 1. A concentrated load acting at point B2. A concentrated load acting at point D3. A uniformly distributed load acting on the portion CE. Of these statements, A1, 2, and 3 are correct. B1 and 2 are correct. C2 and 3 are correct. D1 and 3 are correct. The correct answer is 1 and 3 are correct. A bullet of mass 0.01 kilograms moving with a velocity of 401 ms strikes a block of mass 4 kilograms which is free to move in the direction of the bullet and gets embedded in it. The overall loss of kinetic energy is A 80.2 nm, B 401 nm, C 802 nm, D 1604 nm. The correct answer is 802 nm. A treadle bar is used for A. Interlocking points and signal, B. Setting points and crossings, C. Setting marshalling yard signals, D. Track maintenance. The correct answer is interlocking points and signal. A vehicle is moving up an incline when the driver applies its brakes and the vehicle retards at 0.5 ms2. Then according to D'Alembert's principle, A. Inertia force will be directed in the direction of motion. B. Inertia force will be directed opposite to the direction of motion. C. Magnitude of the inertia force will depend on the angle of inclination. D. Magnitude of the inertia force will depend on coefficient of friction between the wheels and the road surface. The correct answer is inertia force will be directed in the direction of motion. Consider the following statements. A. The load factor for live load is greater than that for dead load. R. The live loads are more uncertain than dead loads. Of these statements, A. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R true but R is not a correct explanation of A. C. A is true but R is false. D. A is false but R is true. The correct answer is both A and R true but R is not a correct explanation of A. According to Boussinesq's theory, the vertical stress at a point in a semi-infinite soil mass depends upon A. Point load coordinates of the point and modulus of elasticity of soil. B. Point load coordinates of the point modulus of elasticity of soil and its Poisson's ratio. C. Point load and coordinates of the point. D. Point load coordinates of the point modulus of elasticity of soil and its density. The correct answer is point load and coordinates of the point. A star is observed at its western elongation. If the latitude of place of observation is the declination of star is altitude of star at elongation is, then the R angle of star is given by A. Cos h cos sec, B. Cos h tan cot, C. Cos h tan cot, D. Cos h tan cot. The correct answer is Cos h tan cot. For the simply supported beam in the figure, C is the center of the span. C is also the point through which the resultant of the column load W passes. The column rests on the beam over a small length symmetrically on either side of C. What is the shearing force at C? A. W2, B. W4, C. W, D. 0. The correct answer is 0. A 20 m chain was found to be 10 centimeters too long after chaining a distance of 2000 m. It was found to be 18 centimeters too long at the end of the day's work after chaining a total distance of 4000 m. What is the true distance if the chain was correct before the commencement of the day's work? A. 3962 m. B. 4019 m. C. 3981 m. D. 4038 m. The correct answer is 4019 m. Timber can be made reasonably fire resistant by A. Soaking it in ammonium sulfate. B. Coating with tar paint. C. Pumping creosote oil into timber under high pressure. D. Seasoning process. The correct answer is seasoning process. A jet of water issues from a 5 cm diameter nozzle held vertically upwards at a velocity of 20 ms. If air resistance consumes 10 of the initial energy of the jet, then it would reach a height above the nozzle of A. 18.35 m. B. 19.14 m. C. 19.92 m. D. 20.00 m. The correct answer is 18.35 m. A given material has Young's modulus E.modulus of rigidity G and Poissons ratio of Young's modulus to modulus of rigidity of this material is A. 3.75, B. 3, C. 2.5, D. 1.5. The correct answer is 2.5. The force in the member BD of the truss shown in the given figure is A. 4 kN tensile, B. 4 kN compressive, C. 0, D. 12 kN compressive. The correct answer is 4 kN compressive. Which of the following instruments have both horizon glass and index glass? 1. Optical square. 2. Line ranger. 3. Box sextant. 4. Pedometer. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A. 2, 3 and 4. B. 1, 3 and 4. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 2 and 4 only. The correct answer is 1 and 3 only. Which of the following equations are used for the derivation of the differential equation for water surface profile in open channel flow? 1. Continuity equation. 2. Energy equation. 3. Momentum equation. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. A. 1, 2 and 3. B. 1 and 3. C. 2 and 3. D. 1 and 2. The correct answer is 1, 2 and 3.